what commercial risks are there, if any, of choosing cross-platform over to native development? And just before you answer that, I'd say thank you very much to those people who are putting questions in the question field. We'll get to those in a moment. Probably Christoph will be able to answer those. But Karol, what can you tell us about the commercial risks?
So if you could just share the slide that I'm sharing. So yeah, this is the question that we get from our customers, and there are a few concerns here with the cross-platform that you need to know about. Flutter is only 3 years old. React Native is only 5 years old. So young technology means there are less experts available on the market, more technical issues and bugs that we get, and lack of expertise in the teams. The teams is still learning the tech. And in the market, and also in our itCraft team, you can find native Android and native iOS experts with 10 or 12 years of experience working with these platforms, so the Android and iOS standard development kits. And having such an experienced person in the team doubles or triples the performance of the whole development team. And currently it's impossible to find such an experienced developer with React Native or Flutter knowledge. It's impossible or really, really hard. And also, we've noticed that only 10% of native Android and iOS developers, the ones that are experienced in mobile development field, are willing to learn new cross-platform technologies, so React Native or Flutter. That means that junior developers are more likely to learn that new technology. We're very lucky to have Christoph and other specialists in our itCraft team who loves cross-platform tech and are already experienced with that tech. So that's very good. And the other risk is what we already mentioned about Xamarin history. So new technologies are being replaced by even newer ones. So mobile development world is still very young. It's only 12, 13 years old if we analyze only iOS and Android platform. And itCraft has been in that for 8 or 9 years already. And I'm not exactly sure, but if I would have to guess, I would say that before React Native and Xamarin, there were 10 different popular cross-platform technologies introduced in the past that are currently not used by anyone else or became very, very niche. So the last victim of that tech war was Xamarin, let's say. This is currently very niche tech on the market, still being used by some enterprise, but I would say its popularity already died, and the support of this tech will last for only a few more years, probably. Flutter and React Native have taken over the market. So this is very important to understand. Probably if you choose React Native or Flutter in 4 years from now, there will be new, better technology. Or maybe Flutter or React Native will rule the custom mobile development, cross-platform development world, yeah, and will stay a little bit longer. But we can't say that. We will never know.
Okay, very good. You mentioned junior developers, so we might answer one of the questions, the last question that arrived. Maybe Christoph, I can throw to you with a question.
Yeah, please do.
The question is, what about learning curves? Which is easier to learn? So Karol just mentioned that there was a lack of desire from some senior developers to change direction and move to cross-platform technologies. Can you tell us a little bit about your introduction into cross-platform technologies and answer Maciej's question about the learning curves and what might be easier to learn in terms of React Native or Flutter?
Yeah, actually, I have pretty strong opinion about that because I remember when I tried to learn React Native as a Android developer, I had a hard time. I hated it actually because it's based on React, on a web technology that I didn't really knew. And when I started Flutter, it was completely other way around, mostly because Flutter has just gorgeous documentation. It has, cookbooks for different stuff. It has introductions per technology that you may already knew. So if you know iOS, Android, you're doing web development with Redux, for example, you will be taken step by step. It will come with you, just holding your hand to introduce you to Flutter. So yeah, because of that, I would say Flutter. Also, Google has very good conferences and educational series on YouTube.
Why am I not surprised that our head Flutter developer would recommend to choose Flutter development over React Native? Very good. Thank you, Krzysztof.
Yeah, of course, please not. If you know React already, probably you would go for React Native because, it's you already have knowledge and it may be easier for you.
This is what I wanted to mention, that if you have origins from your origins, your knowledge, you have a knowledge from web development and you love React, probably you will also love React Native. But if your origins comes from Android, Kotlin, and Java development, then probably Dart would be better suited for you. So, it's like this.
Yeah.